Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film from my favorite director. This is Two Female Spies with Flowered Panties by Mr. Jess Franco from 1980. This has just been released for the first time in HD ever on Blu-ray and an official DVD release from Severin Films right there. And here it is, Two Female Spies with Flowered Panties, a film by Jess Franco. Here's the cover art. There's reversible cover art in here also. That is awesome. We have some screenshots here to kind of give you a guy holding up a gun. Wow, have you ever seen that in a Franco film like that? And this is the back. Here it is, folks, from 1980. We are about to enter into the world of Jess Franco once again on this YouTube page. And this even came, I have to show this even came, some lucky people got a pair of flowered panties, got the little bow there, with this Blu-ray from Severin. So I purchased this for about 25 bucks, I believe, something like that. So let's get into this movie, folks. Oh gosh, Two Female Spies with Flowered Panties deals with two strippers and connections and ties into the opportunities for freedom, and the opportunities for freedom with a price, involving actual exposure of criminal activity. And upon that journey and adventure into exposing criminal activity, more layers of an underworld of crime, terror, and sexual horror are exposed, all in the beautiful, I believe, Canary Islands. Let's get into 1980s Two Female Spies with Flowered Panties. And yes, Lena Romay is in this film, as you can see so beautifully detailed in the artwork right there. This is such a unique and wild film, but it's also an extremely unique film in the Jess Franco canon of movies. I'm gonna go out and say I haven't seen anything quite like this before amongst Jess Franco's canon. This is very, very unique. Just when you think that Franco can't surprise you anymore, he comes out and surprises me so much with this amazing film right here. Let's look at the music first. The music was done by Daniel White, and there is the main theme of this movie, this amazing jazzy, sultry, late night club, jazz club theme for this film is actually available on a Jess Franco CD that was released. It has various pieces of music from a variety of his films done by Daniel White and himself, I believe, including a theme to Midnight Party, which I reviewed on this YouTube page. And here we have that theme come to life in this film. We have amazing jazz pieces in this movie. Very sultry, very smooth, very raspy, very smoky jazz pieces. They're sleazy, they're slow, they're thumpy, they're pulsating with everything that a real jazz lover would love. It's rebellious jazz. It's freewheeling jazz. It's free love jazz. Now, we also have some very warped, weird, carnival-like jazz something music in here that can almost remind you of some of the weird carnival vibes of Virgin Among the Living Dead, which I also looked at on this YouTube page, but not. It's unique, it's interesting, it's playing from a solitary room. And what are the goings on of that room? But now, folks, we get to some very unique sound design in this movie, and that is the sound design of silence. Utter silence. Two female spies with flowered panties utilizes silence in a way that I've never seen in a Jess Franco film thus far. And even there is this one amazing section in this movie where you just hear the movement of disco lights. That is it. That is it. In the first silent sequence of this movie, the silence is deafening and the silence is disturbing. The silence is actually breeding violence and darkness and terror and chaos, sexual chaos. The use of silence in this film is unbelievable, and I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it before in a Jess Franco film. Since we're in this amazing environment of, oh gosh, Canary Islands, hotels, beautiful palm trees and parakeets everywhere, and almost these tunnels in stone, and beaches, and just lavish jungle-like forests that almost reminded me a bit of Countess Perverse a bit. We have the sounds of the ocean, and we have the sounds of the parakeets and birds and all of the different animals in this tropical jungle paradise. And we have a helicopter, some very wild helicopter flying in this film, very dangerous flying, low level, mountainous, stone around and mountains amidst the low level helicopter flying. We have this wondrous disco light jazz club, strip jazz club filled with hand-holding lesbians in the audience, something I don't typically see in a Jess Franco film, that type of audience. Typically you see couples, male-female couples. And we have a variety of hotel rooms, and that is where the beauty also unravels in this film. Hotel rooms. I mean, it gave me the vibes of, as we're really spying into people's hotel rooms, almost like Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, or I think of The Sensual Story of O a bit near the beginning of the film that I also looked at on this YouTube page, and I think of just the mysteries of hotels and the mysteries of hotel rooms and what is going on in the hotel rooms. It almost reminded me a bit of some of the sounds in particular of 1972's Paul Bartel's Private Parts, which I've also looked at on this YouTube page. And just all of the different stories and all of the different activities and sexual activities and dark activities and weird activities that take place in each of the hotel rooms or in this villa. And it's fantastic. It's so wild, and we move through the jungles, and we move through a hippie commune amidst these kind of living in these caves and stone on a beach or an island of sorts. And Franco is doing unbelievable work in this film with shadows. I've never seen him work with shadows in the way that he does in this film. A lot of the film plays with a focus where the film is almost out of focus of sorts, which is such an interesting play to me, since the film is utilizing the actual photography of cameras and the spying of cameras. And there is unbelievable shadow play. We have awesome mirror work, reflection work in this movie as well. And predominantly two characters speaking in a room, and the one is in front of the mirror and the other, we are seeing the reflection in the mirror. There are the most unique stripper dance sequences I've ever seen in a Jess Franco film that are in this movie. Playful, fun. What are the intentions? Bizarre, almost old style 50s style in a way, and yet very sexy and very unique and touching. The lit cigarettes and touching the tongues, and the camera, and as Lena Romay looks into the camera while she dances, and the two female faces filling up the camera, and the shots from the ground up on the female bodies, and the close-up shots of a wet breast, or the close-up shots of a wet burned cigarette burned breast, and wet, dripping wet, sweaty wet. There's this bright white room that happens near at the beginning of the film during this very disturbing silent sequence. Very bright room that's almost like heaven. It's almost surreal. And then we exit out of it. And this leads me to my next point, that this movie also does something I've never seen in a Franco film before. It works with darkness. I'm talking about light and dark, physical darkness, in a way that I've never seen before in a Franco film. Very, very dark scenes in here. And what do you do with a film that is so unique in tone, where we have this kind of gothic, this door opening by itself, and gothic hallways, gothic torture, gothic terror, and then comedy with this gay character, comedy with the dialogue, and so many fucks in this film. Motherfucker, fucks, and some of the dialogue is just crazy. It's weird, it's outlandish, and it's fun. Then the quote on the back of this movie, it says playful and fun. Most definitely fun dialogue in this crazy movie. And dark sections, that's gothic on the Canary Islands, gothic in a strip club, and an underworld crime syndicate, and total distrust of the government in this film as well. And I gotta tell you, this is a very violent film. This is a very sleazy violent film. This is a very disturbing, sexually violent film. There is blood in this film. There's torture in this film. There are twists and turns with different costumes and outfits. There's mind control in this film. There's hypnosis in this film. There's beautiful lens flares utilizing a ring that almost hypnotizes us as the viewers. There is unbelievable lens flares and kaleidoscopes of rainbow colors in the frames, smoky, isolated bars, mysterious, and there is just a very mean-spirited, beautiful torture in here as well. And sexually, we have full frontal nudity, male humping, simulating the intercourse, and their butts going up and down. We have very we get a chance to really get close up on one of the vaginas. We have lots of touchings of vaginas and simulated oral, and there is such a kaleidoscope of sleazy perversity, beauty, playful, comedic, fun, mystery, darkness, gothic, tropical. Here it is, folks. This is Jess Franco's Two Female Spies with Flowered Panties from 1980. Thank you so much, Severin. Thank you so much for all of you watching this for the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page.